I was horrified that anyone would shoot at a person who's an elected official or at a candidate to be an elected official. That's not a way to solve problems.
More reaction from local leaders on the failed assassination attempt on Donald Trump.
Flagler Beach City Commissioner Jane Mealy wonders what drove the shooter to do what he did.
There had to be something very wrong with that young man, and I'm sorry that nobody did anything about it. I saw that he was bullied at school. I'm a retired teacher, so I'm kind of sensitive to that kind of stuff, and that nobody did anything about it. You know, nobody got him help that he needed. So that it ended up that way is very sad.
On the recent speculation about how the shooting happened,
it appears as though the Secret Service didn't quite do their job as well as they should have. But the bottom line is, to me, the country has become more and more fractured, and I don't see this as a way of solving it. And I wish everybody would just tone it down. You know, you can disagree with each other, but you don't have to get violent about it.
We asked Mealy if she worries about political violence here.
I know that it's easy to say it can't happen here, but no, I have not felt any. I know I have a couple of people who really don't like me at all. Whether they would resort to violence or not, I'm not sure. I don't think so. I've never felt in danger, but I am glad that we always have the police chief or another officer at our meetings.
For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Daryl Moody.
Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Friday, July 19th.
The juvenile curfew is not a punishment. It's actually designed to keep the youth of our community away from harm and victimization.
The city of Flagler Beach has adopted a juvenile curfew ordinance.
Flagler Beach Police Chief Matt Downey says the intent of the state legislature and our city commission with this ordinance is to protect minors from harm and victimization, to promote the safety and well-being of minors, and to reduce the crime and violence committed by minors.
If you're under the age of 16, and if you're out on certain days after 11 o'clock, the curfew applies. If it's on the weekends, it's 1 minute after midnight till 6 in the morning.
Downey adds our city and our county are currently experiencing tremendous growth. The newly enacted curfew will be utilized by our police officers as a tool to help them identify underage youth that should be at home.
With the new hotel coming and the influx of families, this was a great time to put the curfew in place, to keep kids exactly where they should be at 1 o'clock in the morning, which is home with their families.
And the ordinance is intended to prevent incidents like this from ever happening again.
Back in early June, we had a 13-year-old from Palm Coast who was out of the house. Her mom didn't even know that she had left, trying to buy alcohol or have somebody buy alcohol for her at the 7-Eleven at 12:30 in the morning. 13-year-olds need to be home with their parents. Imagine if she had gotten that alcohol, what could have happened to her?
Flagler Beach Police Chief Matt Downey.
This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you.
The Sheriff Perry Hall Inmate Detention Facility has earned accreditation from the National Commission on Correctional Health Care by demonstrating compliance with NCCHC's nationally recognized standards of care for correctional health services in jails. Accreditation recognizes the Flagler County Sheriff's Office's commitment to providing quality health services for inmates. Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley is quite pleased.
Now our medical services are nationally accredited. This is a great accomplishment by our jail, and one of the goals that I gave Division Chief Dan Inger, when I hired him, was to make the jail medical accredited.
To earn NCCHC accreditation, the Sheriff Perry Hall Inmate Detention Facility underwent a rigorous professional assessment in April. During the assessment, a team of experienced physicians and experts in correctional health care surveyed the facility for compliance with jail-specific standards in areas like patient care and treatment, health promotion, safety and disease prevention, inmate health care administration, personnel and training, special needs and services, and medical legal issues.
This makes the Flagler County Sheriff's Office a 5-diamond accredited agency. And most agencies across the country do not even have one accreditation.
The Sheriff Perry Hall Inmate Detention Facility is comprised of 15 housing units with a capacity of 400 inmates. For Flagler's Local Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
It's weekend time, and Stacy with Fun for Augie Kids is going to tell us about all the family fun going on in Flagler County.
Palm Coast Parks and Recreations is hosting Pedal in the Park tomorrow. All ages are invited to come get up close and personal with some of Palm Coast's most dynamic green spaces and learn more about the plants and wildlife that inhabit them. Light refreshments will be served after the ride, and advance registration is required. Florida Agricultural Museum is offering a children's nature painting workshop for children ages 6 to 12 years old. Attendees will search the museum for their own all-natural paintbrushes and then paint a one-of-a-kind masterpiece. For more on these events and others, please visit us on our website at fun4augiekids.com. Have a great weekend.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.
And now, Mike Licio with your WNZF local sports update.
This is going to be the best baseball stadium that exists. It is going to be an amazing, amazing facility.
That was Tampa Bay Rays owner Stu Sternberg prior to the St. Petersburg City Council voting on the approval of an agreement to spend $417 million on infrastructure improvements and building costs to replace the aging Tropicana Field. Yesterday, the council passed the measure by a 5-3 vote. Later this month, the Pinellas County Commission will decide whether to approve an additional $312 million toward the estimated $1.3 billion dome slated to open in 2028. On the field, the Rays come out of the All-Star break and even 48-48, 3 games out of a playoff spot. They travel to the Bronx for a 4-game series against the Yankees beginning tonight. Florida's other team will host New York's other team when the Mets travel to Miami tonight. The Marlins are a half game worse than Colorado, sitting in last place in the National League. Summer workouts continue for many Flagler County teams, including the FPC girls soccer team. Senior Erin Hughes says the hours grinding in the sun pay dividends.
It's hard sometimes, but I think that it is so beneficial as a player in seeing how much it makes us grow on the field. It helps with our touches. It helps all of it all the way around, and it helps our game improve so much faster.
Erin is our guest tomorrow on the Rich and Mike Sports Show, 7:30 a.m. right here on WNZF. And always on the Flagler Radio app. Former New York Yankee and Met great Darryl Strawberry will be the keynote speaker at the annual benefit fundraiser for Open Door Recovery, September 29th at the Hammock Beach Resort. Tickets are available at opendoorrecovery.org. This is your home for local sports, with updates Mondays and Fridays. From the WNZF Sports Desk, I'm Mike Licio.